Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Everyone knows that niche fragrances are the pinnacle of niche of just fragrances. Dang it, nailed the intro. But yeah, everybody knows niche is the best. That's why it costs the most. That's how things work. If it costs more, it's automatically better. It doesn't actually matter what it smells like or if you want to wear it. It just matters if the price number go up. If the number up, good. Number down, ooh, babe. But today I've got 10 different fragrances that buck that trend. That's right, these are designer fragrances, which means price down, but they smell just as good, potentially better than niche. Sacre bleu, how is this possible? All of these I will have linked in the description below, and I also opened up my purse strings and purchased one of these fragrances to give away to you. So let's get started. Let's dig into these fragrances that dare step forward to a niche scent. Keeping in mind that everything I show you here today is, at the end of the day, a designer fragrance, which means that they are made to be worn, and made to be worn a lot. That's the whole deal with designer fragrance companies. They want you to wear them and then buy them again. It's devious. First up, the new Gentleman Society Ombre from Givenchy. Now, I was not the most massivist fan in the universe of Gentleman Society and Gentleman Society Extreme. Not that I dislike them, just I liked Reserve Privé and Eau de Toilette Intense and all of those more. But this one hits just right. It's got a really nice tobacco opening that has a good amount of sweetness to it. And as it dries down, the amber comes out more, hence the name ombre. And it has like a little throwback feel to it to me, the way that the amber hits. Because a lot of fragrances that make use of amber nowadays are using that note, that accord, along with like 15 other really sweet, warm, sticky kind of notes. But this one takes it and classes it up a little bit. Still has that warmth, still has a nice bit of sweetness in there from the opening into the dry down, though it doesn't ever linger into like bubblegummy territory. It's just a really well done fall and wintertime scent that has, like I said, that elegance, but still has mass appeal to it. And I feel like quality-wise, it is better for me than Society and Society Extreme, and kind of, I could lump this one in with those gentleman fragrances that I liked so much from before. And wouldn't you know it, that's the one I got for you. And I actually upgraded, you guys. I got myself the smaller size bottle, 60 ml. This one, 100 ml. Like patting myself on the back, I'm just screwing around, but I did actually get it to give away. So we'll leave this over here for now, get back to that a little bit later. But Gentleman Society Ombre starts us off strong. Unfortunately, as I shoot this video, we're starting to head into spring in the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, actually maybe I should have got a different one to give away that would be better for spring and summer. Too late now, we cannot second guess. Second guessing gets you killed. That sounds like something from a terrible 80s action movie. I'm assuming there's like some movie where they said that. There's gotta be. The next one on this list brings Iris into an extremely wearable formulation that smells fantastic, good compliment puller, and it can kind of like play in that same ballpark as something like Dior Homme, the original Dior Homme, not 2020, while still being, as I said, very easy to pull off, easier than Dior Homme original. It's CH Passion for Men by Carolina Herrera. Herrera has some tacky bottles out there, but this one looks pretty good, I feel like, all things considered. And note breakdown wise, it has iris, as I mentioned, that's at the forefront of the fragrance, but there's also sandalwood, vanilla, tonka, additional woods, olibanum, and neroli and pink pepper as well. So off the top, you have this nice freshness, fresh and sweet, extremely elevated, and a great scent that you can wear both casually and to more formal occasions that you may find yourself at. You know, like maybe you gotta go to a eyes wide shut kind of masquerade ball kind of thing. You know, something that you don't talk about. You keep very hush hush. That type of formal stuff, this would work. Probably, I don't know, I've never been to one of those, but I assume. My scent has matured and aged, so now it's like this kind of cherry bourbon color, but it still smells absolutely fantastic. And the price at discounters, between 70 and 80 bucks most places. And I felt like when this came out that it was essentially a limited edition and that it was just gonna go away within like a year or so, because there are a bunch of Herrera fragrances that have done so. But this one, you can still find And while you can still find it for that price point, it is a steal, especially if you like iris. If you hate iris, to be fair, maybe this one wouldn't be for you. I'm not judging you at all for hating iris. I'm just playing, where what you want. M7 Oud Absolue from Yves Saint Laurent. Now I have a bottle of the original M7 over here, more specifically right here. It's close. Just pointing at the wall. M7 was a fragrance that was released underneath the creative direction of Tom Ford while he was over YSL. Gets credit for being really like the pioneer of oud forward designer fragrances when it was released. Also is remembered for having magazine spreads of the fragrance that were actually just a naked dude, because nothing sells oud fragrances like just a straight up guy with his thing out, I guess. Look, Tom Ford is a creative genius. Whatever. I got my new GQ magazine in. Let's see. Oh, new M7. What the f? It's actually Playgirl. What happened here? And Tom Ford is like, that's exactly how I wanted it. Fantastic. So yeah, that right there, M7. It's a big boy fragrance. It's also pretty expensive. Enter M7 Oud Absolue. This was basically a re-release of the original M7. They did that with a number of fragrances, like Jazz, for example, came in these same bottles. And this is one of those ones that is on again, off again available. So there have been times where M7 Oud Absolute, you just couldn't get it. If you were looking for it at discounters, it wasn't there. You had to go onto eBay, find it from somebody scalping it, and pay a jacked up price. But here recently, it has come back into circulation at discounters, and you can find it again for now, knock on wood. So the note breakdown on this is pretty simple. There's myrrh, there's patchouli, oud, labdanum, and mandarin orange. That's it. It does smell quite similar to the original M7, which came out in 2002. So do be aware of that. This isn't something that smells contemporary. You know, it's not like a cutting edge, super sweet fragrance. Maybe cutting edge was not the correct wording there, but super sweet, definitely not. And even though oud is one of the main things here, I mean, it's in the name, of course, Oud Absolue, it is not, you know, a really fecal, dirty oud. Don't be that scared of it or anything. It's more just a dark, spicy woodiness with kind of like a bit of an earthy vibe to it as well. And it's going to appeal more to guys middle-aged and up. I can't imagine too many younger guys going for this one, unless you just have a love of fragrances from the past. But in terms of quality versus price point, this stuff still absolutely slaps. Up next, Luna Rossa Black, just because I like it. All right, on to the next one. It's the whole description for this. That's pretty good, I like it. Nah, I'm just playing. It is good though. Nowadays, it's just ocean. Luna Rossa Ocean, 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 ocean. Not that Luna Rossa Ocean is bad. I mean, some of those are pretty good, you know, all things considered, but kind of would like them to get back to dropping some randomness like this on us, because they gave us Luna Rossa Carbon, which was basically like Prada going, hey, let's do a little Sauvage with Prada styling to it. And then you had Luna Rossa Sport that kind of like went hand in hand a little bit. Luna Rossa Extreme that got discontinued, and then Luna Rossa Black kind of out of left field. But man, once they got into Luna Rossa Ocean, they have not looked back. The price on this has gone up a little bit over the years. Nowadays, the discounter is close to 70, 80 bucks. Maybe even a little bit more depending on where you're shopping. If you get lucky, maybe you find it in like the 60 range or something like that. Anything below that is crazy. Scoop it up. In terms of notes, it's got tonka, amber, angelica, a little bit of bergamot in there as well. It's sweet, but not in the overly sugary style that can be pretty popular nowadays. It's a little bit powdery as well, but done in a really sexy way. And as I've brought up a number of times, it smells similar in ways to Midnight in Paris and Bulgari Black, both of which are discontinued. Both of which also used to be very affordable before they were discontinued, and then a price that the fart noise I'm pointing, that means it went up. Up next, we have a fragrance from Paco Rabanne, and you can tell that this is from years gone by because it's 1 million, not million, and it's from Paco Rabanne, not Rabanne. And it's such a good one. Lots of you guys out there know that. I know that. We all know that. This is a scent that combines fresh with sweet and does it extremely well, because when it opens up, it is more fresh. It has a lot of different things going on, kind of like an airiness to it, this this freshness, as I said, and as it dries down, it gets a bit sweeter, warms up slightly, has a really attention-grabbing plum note in there as well that works fantastically. And with that type of scent profile, you know, one that doesn't lean too far fresh, but it also doesn't go too far warm, sweet, and heavy, it's great during transitional seasons, spring and fall. But then it also works during summer or winter. So it's that type of scent that you can get so much use out of, daytime or evening. And even though a lot of people do love to hate on Paco, or excuse me, Rabanne fragrances because of their gaudy bottle styles and their typically very loud scent profiles, they do on occasion come out with something like this that kind of stands alone in the designer realm, but still is extremely wearable, a big compliment puller, and just a great overall scent. 1 million lucky, all those things. All right, on to the next fragrance, which is JOMASHOP coupons. What? I've never heard of that one before. So the codes that you see there, they only work within the JOMASHOP app, but you can use those to save yourself a little money off the discounted prices on JOMASHOP's website. So I will make those fragrances just a little bit cheaper. And then I also have coupons for Max Aroma, Frag Flex, the perfume box, and many other stores. So anytime you shop at those stores, use those codes, save yourself a little money. So the next actual fragrance is this one, Armani Code Parfum. And you can tell that Armani Code Parfum is niche quality for one reason and one reason only. The cap has a magnet inside of it. Present that bottle to Insane Clown Posse, they gonna be confused. Armani Code Parfum though is a really well done scent, and kind of like 1 million lucky over here. It straddles that line of freshness, but also elevated elegance and rich sweetness as it dries. This one a little more so in terms of elegance than this one, but still. Because when you first spray on Code Parfum, it does have a really nice fresh opening. Much more so than you might expect from a Code Parfum flanker actually. And then as it dries down, you get more of that, you know, evening out type of scent profile. Performance is pretty good. Quality is quite nice. And it's one of those rare flankers that puts enough of a twist on the original to make it stand apart quite clearly from the OG, while being good enough that you think to yourself, oh yeah, like that is not redundant, the quality is there, and they did such a good job with it that I'm actually glad that they made it. Because on occasion, they have those flankers that come out and you're just like, why? Let's go fresh. Bulgari Man. Wood Neroli. It's gonna give you a little bit of like a Neroli Portofino vibe, but I think that's contractually obligated from every single fragrance that has Neroli in the name. I'm pretty sure that's a rule, that if you put Neroli in the name at all, that even if it does smell quite different side by side, that people are just gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna be like that. They're gonna be like, is that Neroli? Yeah, that's Tom Ford, baby. They making Tom Ford over here, I can tell. So yeah, there is Neroli in here. You can pick it up. There's also Orange Blossom, there's Bergamot, so a really nice citrusy opening that's also smooth, almost like a little pillowy, the way that it comes across. Really wearable. Again, a nice high-end scent profile at a cheaper price point. And then I know it's no big surprise, but Wood Neroli does indeed have more of a woodiness as it dries down. So if you wanna just really simplify it, it kind of is what it says on the tin, right? Wood Neroli. Accomplished very well, extremely easy to wear. Spring, summer, daytime, it's a great fragrance. Class it up next, Pasha de Cartier. I can't believe it, but this came out 5 years ago. That is insane. I can't wait for 2030 when I'm gonna be like, oh man, I can't believe Aqua de Jo Elixir came out 5 years ago. Back when it was just Aqua de Jo Elixir, and now it's Aqua de Jo Elixir Essence de Potion Intense Extrait. Tincture? Yeah, tincture. That's a good finish. So this little guy right here, it has similarities to the original Pasha de Cartier in the sense that it comes across very gentlemanly, very classy, but it has an additional booziness to it. Really nice woody aspect, sandalwood being one of the prominent notes as it dries down. It has warmth and sweetness, but done in more of a sophisticated manner. Just a really, really good scent to help you stand out in fall and winter, especially if you're gonna, you know, be wearing a suit, doing suitly things. Let's go Narciso next. This is Bleu Noir Parfum. And we're getting back into the iris here. I just can't seem to stay away from the iris. I've got a problem. I got issues, okay? I just can't seem to kick my iris habit. Had to have some over here at the beginning, had to have some over here towards the end. So this is criminally overlooked, this fragrance. People will go Valentino Uomo Intense, Dior Homme Intense, Gentleman Eau de Parfum, which to be fair, all three of those slap. Like all three of those really, 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 really good. And this one did come out after those. So it's kind of, you know, one of those things where they were playing catch up and they released it too late. It's like, hey bros, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you should have released that years ago. I mean, it's really good, but you kind of missed the boat. That being said, if you do enjoy iris in a somewhat similar style to the ones I just mentioned, you will probably love this one. It has cardamom, a touch of citrus, a smidge, a sprinkle of citrus. Also suede, tonka, and woody notes as it dries down. It is powdery. It has a hint of sweetness that carries through. You also get some leather in there, and that leather is probably gonna tie this one in most closely to Valentino Uomo Intense because of that note as it dries. But yeah, as a standalone scent, even, you know, not even talking about the other ones, the Dior Hommes of the world, this is extremely well done and it flies under the radar more than those others. We're gonna finish it with Scandal Le Parfum. Oh no, I guess we're gonna finish it with this giveaway, but that can wait. So Scandal Le Parfum, it is obviously a little bit of a more grown-up take on the original Scandal for men from Jean Paul Gaultier. It has nice sweetness, but also an aromatic essence to the fragrance as well. For me, this is a fragrance that I would wear similar times as like Stronger With You. Not saying that it smells the same as Stronger With You, just that like it kind of overlaps with when you would want to wear it for the most part. But this one does come across a little bit more gentlemanly. Still has that compliment factor through and through though. Good amount of tonka in here, smells fantastic. Also carries over some of the caramel sweetness from the original Scandal, though I don't think that caramel is an official note in here. You still kind of pick some of that up. Absolutely killer. Love this during fall and winter. Giveaway. So it's a still sealed Gentleman Society Ombre, this guy over here. And it's just gonna be this time, just the one fragrance. And you guys know the drill probably by this point. You gotta leave a comment below because I have to pick the winner with random comment picker. If there's no comment, then, you know. Just let me know your favorite designer fragrance that you personally feel. Doesn't have to be something that everybody feels. You personally, it's important what you feel. Can swing with the niche fragrances. Something that when you smell it, you feel like, man, this smells more high-end than maybe it sometimes gets credit for. Also throw the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and that's it. I will pick a winner with random comment picker, as I said before. Give me at least a couple weeks. I'll batch it together with some other winners, put it up on the post tab of the YouTube channel. If you're the winner, just hit me up. I'll ship that out to you. Doesn't matter where you are, I'll cover shipping. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me. These are some designers, some lovely designers that I feel like kind of deserve some shine. Nice quality stuff here. Thank you guys so much. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.